Hey, English 11. So we are in our very last week of e-learning. And I just wanted to go through this last week with you and make sure that you understand this very mini and hopefully minimal work project that we're going to do this week. So last week, you were able to look at your novel and find dystopian elements in your world around you. Today, and this week, we are going to be creating your own dystopia. So let's look at this stuff. So starting today, you are going to be creating a dystopia. All you have to do today is answer these questions. So what role are you going to have the government play in your, oh no, and these are just based on your novel, so it's even easier. What did they play? What role did they play? Did they have a specific name? So like, for instance, in the Hunger Games, President Snow, the Capitol. How does the governing body keep the population happy, non-rebellious, compliant, all those things? Are there specific rules or laws? Have certain ideas, practices, forms of entertainment been outlawed, possibly for the greater good? For example, walking was frowned upon in The Pedestrian, right? And that will be all you have to do for Monday, today. Then tomorrow, you just have to answer a couple more questions about your book. So what makes your society appear to be perfect? What do you feel makes your society a dystopia? What makes it kind of that awful situation, right? Dystopian literature generally has science fiction elements, so what might that be? And if you're having a hard time figuring it out, just make something up. Are your novel citizens sorted, grouped, or classified? So I mean, thinking about, Hunger Games by districts, thinking about Divergent by, their characteristics. There's a lot of them. Ender's Game based on intelligence, right? Are you not what is the event? Wow. Realization idea that motivates your character or characters to oppose the system. So just, thinking about your main character and what makes them decide to go against it. So even in The Maze Runner, what makes him decide to go against it? Okay, then on Wednesday, you're going to start creating your dystopia. And it seems like a big deal. It's really not very hard. So you're part of a future society. It was meant to be a utopia because all dystopians were meant to be this perfect society, right? But as you know, one person's utopia is another's dystopia. So you're going to use all of that information that you were thinking about and, kind of let it inspire you. So step 2, this is all you have to do today, guys. What are you going to call your society? Where is it going to be located? And quickly, what's the backstory? So this one might be a little bit longer, 3 to 7 sentences. Why did the governing body have to establish a new utopia? Was there a war, a plague, a famine, or were the old ways destroying us? And you'll just write a very short paragraph about that. That's all you have to do today. Or not today, sorry, that's all you have to do Wednesday. Then on Thursday, you're gonna wrap it up by picking 2 things from this list. Now, first note that on Thursday, you need to get up and go look in all the places for my stuff because I want it back. So if you have my books or you borrowed, I don't know, a charger or headphones or anything at any point, bring them back to your iPad pickup. But we have a list of 9 things that you might create. You're going to pick 2. So a flag or a logo, that's one option. A 1-sentence motto, that's another option. A couple of laws, 3 laws, possible sci-fi element that you like. Then we have, how are you going to keep people happy? That's another option. Ignorance can be bliss. How are you going to keep people in the dark for the greater good, right? And then here, number 7, Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living, but you want to keep your citizens happy and not thinking about the problems. List 3 things that will be outlawed for the greater good. So, if you think back to the Harrison Bergeron, the fact that they put those handicaps on certain people so they wouldn't think too hard, some of those things. Many dystopian novels have significant ages as part of society's rituals or laws. So thinking about in Matched, in Divergent, in Hunger Games, there's certain ages that become really important for some of these things. So are you going to have any of those? And then the last option is part of a functioning society is understanding the social hierarchy. You'll draw and label a diagram illustrating the social group in your society and just talk about how those characteristics might be part of each group. So like if you think about the president or the people leading the society, etc., right? And you only have to do 2 of those. So pick whichever 2 you want. If I get 2 maps and logos or mottos from everyone, whatever, just pick 2. It should be pretty easy and hopefully pretty fun. And then finally, on Friday this week, you will do some reflection. I will have a little video here for you to watch. It's kind of my farewell to English 11 first period. But I just want to know a couple of things from you. So you need to write a little paragraph for me about your growth and learning this year. And here are some ideas of questions you can answer. And that is everything for this week. So hopefully that will be simple enough. I've really split it up into very, very sizable chunks where you shouldn't be spending more than 15 minutes on any of these days, unless you decide to get a little bit more artistic on Thursday with some of your designs and things like that. But so hopefully it'll be a really easy week, guys. It is the last week and you can do this. Just stick with me for 5 more days. I know it hasn't been ideal and I know that there are a lot of things about it that are stinky, but I know you can do it. Have a great day.